Hello and welcome back to American English Explained. We have a new name, but the same mission, to help you master the language of your dreams. I'm Maya.
And I'm Jacob. We're so glad you're here for episode 13. Before we jump into today's deep topic, remember episode 12? We talked about the fear of failure. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen, because today's topic, stop wasting your time, is the perfect follow-up. You can't be afraid to fail if you don't even have the time to try, right?
You hit the nail on the head, Jacob. It's funny because many people think they're just procrastinators, but often wasting time is just a defense mechanism. We spend 3 hours scrolling because if we actually started that big project or practiced our English, we might fail. So we choose to stay busy doing nothing instead.
Exactly. It's like we're hiding in our phones. But before we dive into the deep end, we want to welcome all our listeners to our newly renamed home, American English Explained. Whether you're at a B1 or B2 level, or you're pushing toward that C1 fluency, you are in exactly the right place.
That's right. Our mission hasn't changed. We use a mix of intermediate and advanced vocabulary. We love to sprinkle in those beautiful idioms and native slang. But here's your safety net. If you hear a word you don't know, don't panic. Just keep listening for the context.
We promise a full vocabulary vault at the end of the video. We'll break down all the tricky phrases, give you definitions, and show you how to use them in real life. So just let the English flow over you for now.
And remember, this isn't a boring grammar lecture. This is life in English. We talk about the big things, dreams, time, and mindset, because we believe you should learn English by living it. Whether you're cooking dinner, driving to work, or just relaxing on the sofa, this podcast is for you.
It's universal value. Even if you're advanced, hearing these life concepts in English helps you think like a native. Today's episode is the ultimate wake-up call. We're going to show you how to stop letting your life slip through your fingers and how to build the fluency you've always wanted.
But before we start the clock, playfully, have you joined the family yet? If not, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with a friend who is also on this English learning journey. Let's grow together.
And don't forget to stick around until the very end. We want to hear from you in the comments.
Here is the roadmap for today. Part 1, our deep conversation about time, dreams, and the Instagram trap. Part 2, the vocabulary vault, where we explain all those advanced idioms and slang terms you heard.
All right, let's get into it. Maya, let's start with the basics. How do we define time?
In my opinion, time isn't just a clock on the wall. Time is life. When you waste an hour, you aren't just losing 60 minutes, you're losing a piece of your existence. There's a popular phrase by Benjamin Franklin, time is money. But honestly, I think he was wrong. Time is much more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you can never, ever make more time.
That's deep but so true. It's a finite resource. If someone walked up to you and asked for $100, you might say no. But we let TikTok and Instagram rob us of 2 hours every day without a fight. We have to learn how to respect the time we are given.
There's another great quote by William Penn. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst. We all want more time, yet we treat it like it's a finite resource that will never run out. To respect your time, you have to respect yourself. And respecting your time starts with a dream. But here's the secret. A dream without a plan is just a wish. If you want to be fluent, you can't just hope for it. You have to set a deadline.
So how do we stop the leak? How do we respect this gift? Maya, you're the queen of organization. How do you turn a dream into reality?
You have to be specific. If your dream is to speak English fluently, you can't just say someday. You need a deadline. Put a limit on it. Say, in 6 months, I will be able to hold a 15-minute conversation without stopping. Or, in a year, I will pass my C1 exam.
That deadline is a non-negotiable, something you cannot change or break. Once you have the date, you act accordingly. You don't wait for motivation to strike. Motivation is like a bad friend. It shows up late and leaves early. You need discipline. You need that 6-month pressure to stop the one-day excuse. Maya, you and I have had our own struggles with this, right? I remember when I wanted to start this channel. For a whole year, I told everyone I was going to start this channel. I bought the microphone, I read the books, but I never recorded a single second. I was stuck in analysis paralysis. That's a C1 term for when you overthink a situation so much that you never actually make a decision or take action.
I remember that. You were the king of researching, but you weren't doing, you were waiting for the perfect moment. But as we know, the perfect moment is a mirage. It looks real from a distance, but it doesn't exist.
Exactly. I was waiting until I felt ready. Finally, Maya sat me down and said, "Jacob, give yourself 1 month. If you don't start today, you have to sell the microphone." That ultimatum, which is a final demand or a do-it-or-else situation, forced me to move. I realized that 60 minutes of messy action is better than 60 hours of perfect dreaming.
And that's the same for English. If you wait until you know every grammar rule to speak, you'll be waiting forever. You have to pull the trigger, an idiom meaning to finally commit to an action, and just start talking. But let's look at the biggest thing that stops people from pulling that trigger, the digital vacuum of social media.
Oh man, the data is wild. Most people spend over 2 hours a day on social media. That's 14 hours a week. Imagine if you allocated, or set aside, that time to English. You'd be fluent in months, but instead we fall into the comparison trap. We scroll through Instagram, see someone's perfect English or perfect life, and we feel like we aren't enough.
It's so true. Instagram is a curated reality. It's a version of life that has been filtered and edited to look perfect. It's not real. When you watch those success videos, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical, but it doesn't give you actual results. It just gives you stress and a sense of "I'm behind."
So, here is the American English Explained challenge. Replace the scroll with the immersion. Instead of TikTok, pick up a book in English, even a simple one. Instead of scrolling through your ex-boyfriend's photos, watch a movie in English or listen to this podcast.
And do your shadowing practice out loud. Don't just listen. Speak to the wall, speak to your dog, speak to yourself in the shower. Consistency is the bread and butter, the most basic and essential part of success. If you do it daily, you build momentum, and that's when the magic happens.
You knew I'd say it. Speaking out loud is a game changer. It's not enough to know the words. Your mouth muscles need to know the sounds. Consistency is the secret sauce. 10 minutes of shadowing every single day is better than 3 hours once a week.
I remember when I was struggling with my morning routine. I used to check my phone the second I woke up. Suddenly, 40 minutes were gone. I felt behind before the day even started. Now I allocate the first hour of my day to deep work. No phone, just my goals.
That is a game changer, Maya, because when you check your phone first thing in the morning, you're letting the world's noise into your head before you've even had a coffee. It's like letting 100 strangers scream their opinions in your bedroom. It puts you in a reactive state instead of a proactive one.
Exactly. And it's usually the Instagram trap. We see someone in Bali or someone who just passed their C1 exam with a perfect score, and we feel that instant sting of stress. We forget that social media is a highlight reel. Nobody posts a picture of themselves struggling with irregular verbs at 11 p.m.
Right? Here's a selfie of me crying over the present perfect. No one does that. But seriously, the data is frightening. Studies show that doom scrolling through negative or comparative content, actually lowers your dopamine levels over time, leaving you with zero motivation to do the hard work like studying English.
So, how do we break this cycle? It's about intentionality. If you want to move from just learning to actually being fluent, you have to treat your time like a bank account. You wouldn't throw $50 in the trash, so why throw 30 minutes into a TikTok black hole? Instead, trade that time for high-value immersion.
Yes, instead of being a passive consumer, be an active builder. If you're on the bus, don't scroll, listen to an English podcast. If you're waiting in line, don't check Instagram, read 3 pages of an English book. Even watching a movie in English counts, as long as you're truly engaged. That is how you allocate your life to your dreams.
And remember the blueprint we talked about. Dream, plan, act. Set that limit. Tell yourself, in 6 months, I'm going to be the person who can handle a business meeting in English. When you have a deadline, the going out every night or the mindless scrolling starts to look like what it actually is, a thief stealing your future.
It's all about the compound effect. Consistency is the secret sauce. You don't need 5 hours today. You need 20 minutes every single day. If you do that, in a year, you won't even recognize the person you used to be. You'll be living your life in English, not just dreaming about it.
Preach. It's time to stop watching other people's success and start building your own, because your time is your life, and once it's gone, you can't earn it back. Let's make every second count.
Guys, now let's look at those gold medal words we used in our chat. These will really elevate your English. One, analysis paralysis. Definition: overthinking a situation so much that a decision or action is never taken. Example: I spent months looking for the perfect English app, but it was just analysis paralysis. I should have just started speaking.
2. Curated reality. Definition: a version of someone's life that is carefully chosen and edited, usually on social media, to look better than it actually is. Example: don't feel bad about your progress while looking at Instagram. Remember, it's just a curated reality.
3. Proactive versus reactive. Proactive, controlling a situation by making things happen. Reactive, responding to events after they happen. Example: check your goals before your emails to stay proactive instead of reactive.
4. Ultimatum. Definition: a final demand or statement of terms, the rejection of which will result in a penalty. Example: I gave myself an ultimatum: record a video today or sell my microphone.
5. Intentionality. Definition: the fact of being deliberate or purposive. Example: you won't become fluent by accident. It requires extreme intentionality with your schedule.
6. To hit the nail on the head, meaning to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem. Example: when you said, I'm not lazy, just afraid of failing, you really hit the nail on the head.
7. To slip through your fingers. Meaning, to waste an opportunity or lose something valuable because you weren't paying attention. Example: I forgot to reply to the scholarship email, and now the chance has slipped through my fingers.
8. To pull the trigger, meaning to finally make a decision or start a project after hesitating. Example: I've been thinking about buying that English course for weeks, and today I finally pulled the trigger.
9. Bread and butter. Meaning, the most basic and important part of something, the essentials. Example: shadowing and listening are the bread and butter of my daily fluency routine.
10. Highlight reel, meaning a collection of the best and most exciting parts of someone's life, often used to describe social media. Example: don't compare your behind-the-scenes life to someone else's highlight reel on TikTok.
11. Doom scrolling. Meaning, spending excessive time on a phone looking at negative news or comparing yourself to others. Example: I was supposed to be studying, but I got caught doom scrolling for an hour, and now I feel exhausted.
Phew, that was a wake-up call for me, too. I'm gonna go put my phone in a drawer for an hour.
Good idea. Thank you for tuning in to American English Explained. If you're ready to reclaim your time, hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
Question of the day. What is one time thief you are gonna banish from your life this week? Let us know in the comments. We're in this together.
I'm Jacob. She's Maya. Stop wasting time and start speaking.
See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.